I never really feel the need to ask too much from you all when you watch these videos, but today I'm going to. I need you to watch what I'm about to show you in full so that we are all understanding what is being said.
From medical professionals that, so you know how safe harbor or safe haven is here to get people who are being picked up like that person?
Yes.
So the people that are injured really badly, or maybe other people too, we don't know how many people, are being taken out into the woods around the Whipple and released in the middle of the night, sometimes with no clothes, always with no phone, if they're brown, with no ID. And it's a death sentence. One of the people had a cracked skull that's been treated. So they're taking the people that they don't want us to know about and they're dropping them in the woods, which I've heard is something that they've been doing with Native Americans for a long time, and we're just continuing that tradition. But that is sickening me right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That is information that we have been trying to confirm here at Status Quo. Some of these harrowing stories, please. If you can talk. Yeah, we can talk. Elena, thank you for talking. Yeah, for talking to us out here, and thank you for being a source. We appreciate it.
Minneapolis, you've got frozen water force dropping heavily injured detainees in the middle of your local parks. We have 3 confirmed, 5 unconfirmed in the hospital, 1 with a skull fracture and an open head wound. All right, that was found in the middle of a park after he was released from the frozen water force. So they're not just releasing them outside of Whipple. They're just taking the injured ones and dropping them in the middle of a frickin' park. So, and this is going on 3 different accounts confirmed, 5 yet unconfirmed. So now I'm just driving around local parks looking for injured detainees. I have a meeting in the morning with 2 of the families that are at the hospital. They say this is getting no attention. I gotta keep going. I have more to do. I have to get safety vests. There has to be someone outside of Whipple, right, in case they release a detainee there. Safe Haven's got that covered. And now they're just dropping them in local parks throughout the city. Because if you think about it, right, if they, and all of these injured detainees, by the way, all of them have signs of like being beaten and schmorchered. Okay. And my brain's gonna, I have work to do. I gotta go.
You expect me to believe from word of mouth and really no confirmation that I could get my hands on in the several hours since I first saw these 2 videos that people are going to the hospital and I guess being cleared to leave, and at that point ICE is either picking them up or capturing them to then just dump them in the woods, in the park, away from family and friends, with no phone, no way to contact anybody, and just leaving them out there, some of them maybe naked, maybe not naked, or in just weather that's not really supposed to be where anybody's supposed to be outside. You want me to believe that based off of nothing. And my problem with that is the layers upon layers of examples in the world that have existed where we could be talking about real issues and the negative and the positive aspects that could come about talking about them in making the world safer. But the reason we don't is because when it comes time to talk about those real issues, there's always one story that garners all the attention and it ends up being bullshit. Or somebody's trying to weave in their own version of the story to make it more fanatical and mystical, just to get everybody so entertained that they want to be invested in the actual story. But when you come down to the boiling point and you realize that that person who told that story lied to you, you become disinterested. You become uninvested. You want to move on to the next thing. And I'm running with a fear right now that that's about to happen in regards to this, because right now, whether if you want to agree or not agree, ICE is a relevant topic. In proper protocol versus improper protocol, what's a good way to detain, what's an unlawful way to detain, it's a conversation that's being had across all sides. And I think the one thing that's going to get a lot of people turned off in the camp of maybe you're invested, you're not fully invested, but you're trying to understand what's good and what's wrong, is somebody saying, hey, these people are leaving a hospital and then ICE is taking them and they're just leaving them stranded in the streets. Of course, that might tug at a little bit of your heartstrings. And then if you dedicate time into finding out information about it, and you can find nothing but just people saying that it's happening and no real verification around that, no documentation, no nothing, even though these people have told you the best way to operate is to document every time you see an ICE agent, you will become disinterested and dissatisfied with what you are hearing, and it's going to click in your brain to move on to the next subject. And as somebody who can understand wanting people to get a word out or a message out or getting some layer of information out to the public, you would want, before you pick up that phone or speak into that microphone, to dot I's and cross T's in regards to that information. You don't just want to say, oh, well, we got this report that this is happening, and all you show is a random person saying that they heard it from that person and that person. Oh, I'm trying to look around, but I don't see anybody, and they don't really match the description of somebody who might have just been left outside by ICE. Oh, wait, somebody out there may look like they're stranded. Hey, are you stranded out there? Random person who I don't know? Oh, stranger danger, and you pulled a gun on me? It's not really something I could sink my teeth into and understand is truthful, because the information is coming out of thin air and it's providing me nothing. We've had fake hate crimes. We've had fake assault stories. We've had fake kidnappings where a woman claimed to be missing or kidnapped by somebody on a fucking interstate just so she could lay her mat down with some Cheez-Its in her hand. It's left people invested and then disinterested because they spent so much time caring to the point where they started hearing anything and hoping that it sticks to the truth coming out, and it turns their brain off. And if you are somebody who has spent all this time since Renee Good got shot trying to get people to care about Minnesota, it would be in your best interest to do one of two things. Find out how true this information is and get one of these large media corporations to talk about it, because I don't know how not any of the mainstream has heard this and even tried to investigate it, debunk it, or boost it. So that's a little bit of a disheartening thing to know about. And you would want to go from there. Or you find out the information, you find out it's fake, and let everybody know, hey, this is not true. Here's what's actually going on. Because the more people are just allowed to just spread things out into the ether and then move on from that without being held accountable for just spouting shit out loud, the more people will be disinterested in caring about said subject matter. Because we've had all this topic, we've had all this fanfare around people being performative and people glossing it up for the camera. Oh, I wish I could be out there. Oh, everyone should do this. Everyone should do that. You should start killing ICE agents. And it's getting to a crescendo where people are going to start making up their own things to start sensationalizing why everyone should care. And that's not a good idea. It's never been a good idea. It's never going to be a foolproof idea that gets people to start caring, because once they found out that you started making up shit to get them to care, congratulations. More people are going to start saying, fuck those illegal immigrants. And if you don't want that, I suggest dedicating time to finding out how much of something is true or not before you try to say everyone should be paying attention to this right now because this is something going on. Because just because you get in front of a camera and say confirmed and show me nothing doesn't mean that that's a verifiable story. It's just you hearing something from another motherfucker and another motherfucker in the hopes that those two motherfuckers have something, when in reality they have nothing. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think it's true? Do you think it's fake? Do you think somebody would be willing to fake being stranded in the middle of the street or in the woods or in the park to try to make it worse than what it is? Or do we live in a world where the checks and balances are getting worse and worse and worse to where this is just going to be another fucking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday? I will see you all in the next one. Mwah. Goodbye.